Welcome to the Wisdom in Life podcast, where we explore profound philosophies and great ideas throughout history, delving into life philosophy, practical psychology, and the science of mental well-being. Today, we will explore an ancient yet highly applicable philosophy in modern life, Stoicism. Have you ever felt exhausted by life's challenges, as if everything seems to be going against your wishes? If so, Stoicism might be the key to helping you find peace, no matter the circumstances. When I first discovered Stoicism, I was amazed by its powerful relevance to modern life. The ancient teachings of great philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca still resonate deeply today. I have personally applied Stoic principles to my life, allowing me to remain mentally strong, even in the face of great challenges. Today, let's explore how we can learn from and apply Stoicism to live a life of peace and meaning, even when the world around us is filled with chaos and pressure. The human condition and the desire for control. From birth, humans carry a sense of insecurity and an unquenchable thirst for more. We long for material wealth, love, recognition, and security. Throughout our lives, we attempt to control our surroundings to ease these feelings, throwing ourselves into an endless race, pursuing success, wealth, power, and fame, hoping these things will bring us fulfillment and peace. We believe that once we achieve these goals, everything will be fine, and we will feel complete. However, this belief can become a trap, imprisoning us in endless anxiety. Stoicism teaches us that external factors like wealth, fame, and power do not bring true happiness. Instead, happiness comes from within, from our ability to control ourselves and our responses to the world. As Stoic philosophers emphasized, the only things truly within our control are our thoughts, actions, and attitudes toward what happens around us. The external world, with all its unpredictability and change, will always remain beyond our control. What is Stoicism? Stoicism is a philosophical school that originated in ancient Greece and later flourished in Roman culture. It was founded by Zeno of Citium around the 3rd century BCE and quickly spread, attracting notable thinkers such as Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. What makes Stoicism remarkable is that, despite being over 2,000 years old, its core principles and values remain timeless and are increasingly applied in today's world. Stoicism is not just a way of thinking, it is a powerful tool that helps individuals overcome challenges, find inner peace, and lead a meaningful life. Stoics learn to accept what they cannot change, focus on what they can control, and live by principles of patience, courage, and self-discipline. The rise of Stoicism in modern life. The resurgence of Stoicism in recent years is no coincidence. Historical figures like Nelson Mandela found strength in Stoic principles, remaining resilient in the face of oppression and injustice. Moreover, modern authors such as Tim Ferriss, Robert Greene, and Ryan Holiday have written extensively on Stoicism, introducing its philosophy to new generations of readers. In today's chaotic world, where anxiety, pressure, and materialistic desires are ever increasing, Stoicism offers a much-needed antidote. By embracing its wisdom, we can learn to navigate life's uncertainties with strength, clarity, and peace. Stoicism offers a radical shift in how we perceive and approach life. This philosophy does not require us to abandon ambition, but rather teaches us how to find inner peace in all circumstances, master our emotions, and face difficulties with wisdom and patience. That is why Stoicism is not just an ancient philosophy, but an invaluable source of inspiration that helps us live a meaningful, calm, and strong life in today's challenging world. The two realms of life, the external and the internal. According to Stoicism, our lives can be distinctly divided into two realms, the external and the internal. The external consists of factors beyond our control, such as the weather, the actions of others, or unforeseen events in life. These elements cannot be altered or controlled, yet they often bring feelings of insecurity, anxiety, or disappointment. The internal, on the other hand, is how we respond to and interpret these external factors. This is where we have influence and control, as it lies within our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Stoicism teaches that when we place our hopes in changing external circumstances, we will forever live in a state of waiting and yearning for things beyond our control. We fall into the trap of believing that once we achieve a particular goal or obtain a certain possession, happiness will finally come. However, in reality, these are merely artificial destinations that will never fully satisfy the inner void we feel. Instead of embracing the present moment, we become trapped in an endless cycle of when and if only, where every goal achieved simply gives rise to yet another. We become dependent on external factors and, in doing so, lose the ability to live fully within ourselves. Stoicism, not abandoning goals, but mastering the journey. Stoicism does not mean giving up ambition or ceasing to pursue goals. On the contrary, it encourages us to set clear objectives. However, what matters most is maintaining clarity and composure throughout the pursuit. This philosophy reminds us that happiness does not come from the final outcome, but from fully engaging in the journey itself. When working toward a goal, instead of fixating on the future with the belief that happiness will only arrive upon completion, Stoicism teaches us to find joy in the process itself, in mastering our emotions and aligning with our inner values. One of the core lessons of Stoicism. Embracing the present. When we understand that everything beyond our minds is out of our control, we can focus on the one thing we can change: how we think and feel about what is happening. This does not mean living without goals, but rather living and working with awareness, refusing to be deceived by illusions of future happiness, and instead finding fulfillment in the present moment. Happiness and success in the Stoic perspective. In Stoicism, happiness and success are not things that can be attained through wealth, fame, or power. In fact, Stoicism encourages us to achieve these things if possible, but not to make them the foundation of our happiness. External factors like material possessions or social status may provide temporary comfort, but they are also beyond our long-term control. If we place all our faith in them, our happiness will become fragile, easily shaken by life's uncertainties. One of the key concepts in Stoicism is inner independence. A truly successful person, in the Stoic perspective, is someone who can live comfortably and peacefully without relying on external factors. Success is not about material wealth or social status, but about maintaining inner tranquility regardless of external circumstances. According to Stoicism, happiness is not the result of acquiring external things, but rather of mastering one's mind and emotions. Marcus Aurelius, a living example of Stoic wisdom. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and renowned Stoic philosopher, exemplified this idea. Despite holding supreme power and having access to everything a person could desire, he did not seek fulfillment in them. In his personal writings, Marcus Aurelius stated, "A person with the right understanding of the world does not need many material possessions to be happy." This statement reflects a profound philosophy. True happiness does not come from power or wealth, but from the ability to perceive and accept what we already have, to live in harmony with ourselves and the world. Though he had power and riches at his fingertips, Marcus Aurelius lived a simple and humble life, never seeking satisfaction from external things. His life serves as proof of the Stoic belief that inner peace is the key to true happiness, and that material wealth is fleeting and cannot bring lasting fulfillment. If a person cannot be happy without external possessions, then even when they obtain them, happiness will still remain out of reach. The ultimate truth of Stoicism: control what you can, accept what you cannot. The reality is that we cannot control what the future holds, nor can we control the unpredictable events of the external world. However, we can control how we respond to these events. By training ourselves to master our inner world, to remain calm, and to accept reality as it is, we can live a life of true happiness and meaning. True success, therefore, is not about achieving fame or power, but about living a life of self-mastery, grounded in unwavering principles and values, free from dependence on fleeting external factors. Practicing Stoicism in everyday life: how to attain inner independence. One of the key practices in Stoicism is temporarily depriving ourselves of the material comforts we are accustomed to. This practice helps us realize that we do not actually need them to live a fulfilling and happy life. It is a way to challenge and strengthen our mental resilience because, when we go without things we consider essential, we gain a clearer understanding of our true nature and what we genuinely need in life. Facing deprivation voluntarily not only allows us to appreciate what we already have, but also trains us in self-discipline and patience in any situation. In Letters from a Stoic, Seneca wrote, "We do not realize how much we have until we start living without it. We use things not because we need them, but simply because we have them." This statement reflects the truth that we often fail to recognize the real value of what we possess until we attempt to live without it. This is a fundamental Stoic practice, temporarily foregoing material comforts, convenience, or excessive consumption habits to test our ability to live simply and independently of external conditions. Seneca also emphasized the importance of using our time wisely and creating meaningful experiences rather than waiting for ideal circumstances to begin living a valuable life. He advised, "Hold on to what truly belongs to you, and you cannot start too soon. As our ancestors believed, it is too late to save when you have reached the bottom of the barrel. What remains there is little and of poor quality." This highlights the importance of managing our time and energy wisely. If we do not begin early to prioritize what truly matters, by the time we realize it, we may no longer have the strength or opportunity to change. This teaches us that time and the quality of life are invaluable assets that should be cherished and used wisely from the start. A crucial aspect of Stoicism is living with purpose and being present in every moment. Stoics do not seek happiness in external possessions, but in the way they live, think, and face life's challenges. This practice is not merely about renouncing material things, but about achieving freedom from dependence on what is beyond our control. It enables us to maintain peace and fulfillment even in difficult times. Learning to live with less, focusing on what truly matters, and cultivating a resilient mind in the face of challenges are among the paths that lead to the inner tranquility that Stoicism advocates. Happiness through the lens of Stoicism. Happiness, according to Stoicism, does not depend on external factors such as wealth, fame, or power. Instead, it results from how we build and develop our character and perspective. Stoicism teaches that everything that happens in life is not inherently good or bad. Rather, it is our judgment and response that determine its value. Therefore, true happiness does not come from having more or less, but from mastering ourselves and accepting every situation with a calm mind. Seneca wrote, "The wise man is not uplifted by prosperity nor crushed by adversity, for he relies on himself and finds joy within himself." This emphasizes that a truly happy person is not dependent on external conditions to feel fulfilled. Their happiness is built from within by accepting reality and facing challenges with resilience. From a Stoic perspective, life is not a continuous sequence of pleasant events, but a journey filled with trials and change. Ups and downs are an inevitable part of life, And while we cannot control what happens to us, we can control how we respond to those ups and downs. Stoicism teaches that instead of being swept away by our emotions during hardships, we should remain indifferent to what is beyond our control and focus solely on what we can change, our thoughts and reactions. Recognizing that we are just a small part of the vast universe helps us maintain a humble and balanced perspective. Every event, whether good or bad, has its own reason and meaning within the greater interconnectedness of nature. When we understand this, we can live more lightly, free from excessive worry about the future or stress over present difficulties. Happiness in Stoicism is not something to be achieved after acquiring everything we desire. Rather, it is the result of mastering ourselves, living with mindfulness, and appreciating every moment of life, regardless of circumstances. Stoicism in modern life. Practicing Stoicism in modern life is not easy, and perhaps no one can fully live by this philosophy. It is impossible to completely avoid moments of desire, anxiety, or negative reactions to the unpredictable world around us. However, it is precisely in these moments that Stoicism offers us a solid foundation, the ability to control our emotions and responses rather than being dictated by external forces. Stoicism does not require us to renounce all material possessions or ambitions. On the contrary, it helps us recognize that true happiness is not the result of acquiring what we want, but the ability to maintain peace and contentment even when we do not get what we desire. Stoicism teaches that we can find fulfillment within ourselves rather than endlessly chasing a cycle of unattainable desires and expectations. In the modern era, where technology and social media constantly create pressure and expectations, we are often caught in the cycle of comparing ourselves to others. Stoicism can be a powerful tool to maintain inner peace, especially when everything seems to be at its worst, when work doesn't go as planned, when relationships face challenges, or when we feel overwhelmed by societal standards. Stoicism teaches us that peace does not come from external circumstances, but from how we respond to these challenges. The teachings of Stoicism do not suggest avoiding emotions or difficulties, but rather learning to accept them as a natural part of life, while controlling our reactions so that we do not get swept away by unnecessary negative emotions. In this way, we can maintain a sense of inner happiness and tranquility, even when the world around us feels chaotic. Furthermore, Stoicism encourages us to rediscover the true value of life, not in material possessions or external achievements, but in our character and personal growth. It does not demand perfection from us, but rather persistence in living authentically and mindfully, being content with what we have while continuously striving for self-improvement. In today's fast-paced and anxious world, Stoicism is not just a philosophy, but also a practical tool that helps us cultivate lasting peace and happiness, regardless of the challenges and uncertainties of life. Living a peaceful and fulfilling life. Stoicism teaches that a peaceful and fulfilling life does not stem from external factors, but from how we live and perceive life. Instead of constantly seeking satisfaction in material possessions or external achievements, Stoicism encourages us to embrace the present with a calm and composed mind. When we refuse to let the external world, with all its chaos and changes, dictate our emotions and actions, we can find true inner peace. We live in a society that promotes relentless consumption and progress, always wanting more, achieving greater things, and never feeling truly satisfied. This leads to a life filled with stress, anxiety, and a sense of lack as we continuously chase after an external version of happiness, something we believe will bring us fulfillment once we obtain it. However, Stoicism reminds us that true happiness is not about what we have, but how we perceive and live with what we have. Inner peace is not something distant or unattainable. It is the result of living a meaningful and personally valuable life. Stoicism encourages us to appreciate every moment of life and not let scarcity, challenges, or unrealistic expectations disrupt our inner serenity. Sometimes, happiness is simply about pausing to appreciate, understanding that life is not a race to the finish line, but a journey of cherishing what we have in the present. Practicing Stoicism means learning to view everything with an attitude of acceptance and contentment, rather than endlessly longing for what we do not yet possess. Life is not perfect, but by focusing on spiritual and ethical values instead of material things or external outcomes, we can achieve deep fulfillment, regardless of the difficulties and challenges we may face. Thus, to live a peaceful and fulfilling life, Stoicism teaches us to start by changing our perspective on life, not seeking happiness in external things, but in accepting and remaining steadfast in whatever is happening in the present moment. When we do so, we will realize that true happiness comes from living in alignment with our nature, living meaningfully, and finding contentment in what we already have. Stoicism in the modern world. The modern world is full of challenges and uncertainties, yet the principles of Stoicism remain as relevant as ever. Stoicism teaches us to find true happiness by accepting what we cannot control and focusing on mastering our inner reactions. We cannot change everything that happens around us, but we can change how we perceive and respond to it. Let us apply Stoic principles to our daily lives to discover inner peace and fulfillment. Thank you for listening to today's podcast episode. If you found this content valuable, please share it and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Wishing you a wonderful and inspiring day ahead.